It's very interesting to me when people accumulate massive wealth, and then they turn around and say, you know what, let me disrespect the people who made me wealthy. Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Jones. I'm a licensed therapist. And, now more so than ever, especially in the United States, I can't really speak to what's going on in other countries, but especially in the United States, we're in a recession. And so things are super expensive. There's a lot of people out there who are struggling and are going through a hard time. But then on the other hand, there are people that have an insane amount of wealth and they have no problem, well, I won't say they won't have a problem. What I will say is ego gets to their head sometimes. And when ego gets to their head and they feel like they are above everybody else, it almost becomes that let them eat cake mentality where it's like, I can look down on you and I'm okay. I'm okay with whatever happens to you because I am in my castle, in my tower, and I don't care about everybody else. And there's like another level of like detachment and entitlement and superiority complex when you say to the people that who have contributed, basically have made you wealthy, essentially, and you say, you know what, I don't care about you. I don't care about your thoughts. I don't care about your values. I don't care about your ideals. You are nothing to me. You're everything that you believe in. You're like the scum on the bottom of my shoe. And I think that I am better than you. And I think there's something very telling about that. And, coming on here and talking to you all about narcissism and abusive relationships, this happens when people think that there are no consequences for their behaviors, meaning that they feel like they can come out here and they could say that, and you guys aren't going to do anything, but you're going to do the same old okey doke, and they're gonna still continue to accumulate their wealth. Because you're just too stupid to know better. That's how they look at it. And that's at any level of relationship, whether it's one-on-one, intimate partnership, friendship, whatever the case may be, whenever people feel like, oh, you're going to still show up to a concert, you're going to still go and buy this Tesla, you're going to still go and do these things, because you guys know, you guys aren't going to really start thinking consciously about your spending. You guys are going to still continue to make me wealthy. So I'm not worried about talking shit to you because you're going to still make me wealthy. I can still talk shit about the black community. I can still kill black kids. I can still, I can still get on here and say, I don't care. I don't care if you have poison in your food. I can still get on here and say a lot of things and do a lot of things that are going to intentionally hurt you because you're still going to follow suit. You're still going to go with the monotony of the routine and still make me rich. I don't care what happens. And it's the same old abusive relationship rhetoric. You're not going to go anywhere. And so what people need to understand is that they do have power. They have the power to think critically. They have the power to research. They have the power to spend ethically and really start thinking about consciously where your money is going. You also have the power to stop spending. And one person, can turn into 10, can turn into 20, can turn into 4,000. You have the power to stop going to these concerts. You have the power to create change if you really want to think about it. And I would encourage people, even when it comes to me, Dr. Jones, you can turn me off, tune me out, whatever. You have the power to think about, like, And I would encourage you to think about just more than just you, but think about your children to come, the generation to come, but just society as a whole. You have the power to say, you know what, I'm not going for that. I'm not paying that. I'm not supporting that. I'm not showing up to that. I don't want that person to represent me. And no, I'm not going to feed into that person's pockets. I have to start consciously choosing, consciously withholding, because this person is affecting my life. These people are making decisions. They're talking about me, which means they don't care about me. And if they accumulate enough wealth, then they have the power to decide a lot of things that may not be beneficial to you, that may not be ethical to you, that may lack integrity, but also lacks respect for you, and for the community, for the environment, essentially. So I would encourage you to really think consciously, spend ethically, spend wisely, because your life depends on it. So reserve your spending if you have to, but stop supporting people, that don't support you. And even within my own community, all kinfolk and so forth. But if they don't support you, if they don't give back, and I do think it's a responsibility of people who accumulate wealth en masse to give back to the community. But the minute they say they don't give a damn about giving back, they don't give a damn about, boycotts and all that kind of stuff. They don't care about you. They don't care about your future. They don't care about your kids' future. They only care about what you can do for them. And that's something you really need to stop and start really thinking about, regardless of other things, because these are serious times. And these decisions, these people, the choices that they make have serious consequences. So just pay attention to that, and you have the power to change the dynamic of any relationship. So thank you so much. Let me know what you guys think about that. Like, comment, share, and follow. And until next time, you guys have a great Sunday. Thank you.